What's going on, guys? Scaly Skates back again with another video. This time it's going to be a review on Bollie Fingerboards. I have one of their completes here, everything it comes with. So yeah, let's jump into it. So first things first, the price point this comes in is about 50 Australian dollars where I found it, which for the product itself I feel is really reasonable. Compared to prices like back in 2010, you could only dream of finding something like this at that price point. So I think this being around there is really good for what you get. There are a few issues with it though, so yeah, we'll definitely talk about those. But let's go ahead and start with the wheels. So yeah, you do get a set of bearing wheels. They're white. They're not bad. They are quite noisy, so if you don't like noisy wheels, take that into account. No, they're really not bad. They feel maybe a little bit wobbly, but not really anything you would notice, and definitely not something you're scoffing at for the price, really. They do come with some metalish trucks. They're alright. The kingpin is really short on these trucks, which leads to a lot of bushing, squishing. These trucks have not been tightened. They've been a little bit loosened, actually, just because of this issue. But right out of the box, the bushings are getting squished. It is noticeable, and I did have my bushings break on my setup within a few days of just fingerboarding because they got so squished. It is kind of difficult to manage a good tight to loose ratio to keep the bushings happy. This one hasn't been really used a lot. It's still fairly new, so the bushings are intact, but you can definitely tell they're struggling. I think there's even washers on here. I don't know how they got them on it, but with the kingpin being so short, it's really a problem. Yeah, definitely something to take into account when you're thinking about getting one of these. The trucks are just not really very good. I had a lot of issues with my wheels locking up as well. I don't quite know if that was because of the trucks or the wheels or the lock nuts, but yeah, I had a lot of issues with the lock nuts staying tight, and the wheels on my setup, which is kind of why it's like a Frankenstein setup, really had issues just functioning properly. So I do think there were some issues with my Bollie, but with this one, this is actually my wife's, everything seems to keep working fine. Again, the issue here is really just the bushings getting squished. So let's get into the deck. I really like the deck. It has pretty high kicks, pretty deep concave. This is actually 34 millimeters. Both of the Bollies that we have are 34. So it's a good width. The high kicks kind of just make everything feel a bit easier, especially with that deeper concave. You can get a lot of pop, and you can pop really high. Kick flips just feel like they're on autopilot, to be honest with you. It's a really comfortable deck to use. The graphic has held up very well. This one's not a great example because this one doesn't get used as much. This is mine that I kind of take everywhere with me. It's been used outside, it's been used on this rail. It's been used on this rail. Tell you what, it's even been used on this big red brick. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the graphic definitely holds up fairly well. You can see there's really not a lot of scratching going on. You do have that nice Bollie logo right there. If I haven't covered it yet, this one's more of like a tie-dye look with yellow. So yeah, with the deck, it is 5 plies. I don't think they do colored plies. All of these plies are just kind of wood colored. They don't specify what kind of wood. I don't think it's maple. It's very lightweight. It's very, very lightweight. The pop sounds very light and just airy, and it's true. It is a very lightweight setup. The whole thing itself, even with the metal trucks, because they're kind of cheap, it's a very lightweight setup. Now, the Bollies actually come, I believe, with the original rip tape, which I really love. This one has the original rip tape on it that came with it. I feel like it's the original because it's very sticky and close to what I remember from when I was a kid, when I got my old Berlin wood. when I first got that rip tape, I loved it so much. It's very reminiscent of that. It's just very grippy. So yeah, you get a really solid deck and you do get really good grip tape. This one actually just has some FBS tape on it. It's what my wife chose. So yeah, all in all, I think this is a really good bargain. It's a great entry point if you've never had a fingerboard before. And if this was the only thing available, I'd say grab it. There are other options out there that I hear are quite a bit better. Like I know hex trucks are a pretty big thing right now. Can't remember for the life of me who's making them. Might be Goo, or I've at least seen like Goo completes or Chems completes with hex trucks with them or something. Can't remember right now. From what I've seen, those all run maybe a little bit higher, closer to 100 AUD. So, you know, the price points vary. I think this is a good option. Just be aware that there might be some quality issues. But honestly, nothing you can't fix with a $5 tech deck with some spare parts. Yeah, really, my favorite part of this complete was the deck, just because of those high kicks, the rip tape that came with it. It's very reminiscent of just stuff I've used. I've had a lot of fun with this deck, and I think it is absolutely worth it. This kind of re-sparked my love for fingerboarding. I just wanted something new that would help me throw myself into it, and something I can just kind of obsess over. This was exactly that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this review. I plan to do a lot more reviews. I have a lot of other products that I've been using, that I've been absolutely loving, that I would love to talk more about. I have a lot of fun making these videos and reviews, and I'm going to keep posting little fingerboard edits and parts and whatnot. I just released my part with my Vivid Wood deck. Love this thing. Hopefully you guys can check that out if you want to see me do some tricks, especially down this stair set. So yeah, be sure to like this video if you liked this video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more content. Really helps me out. Leave a comment on what you want to see next, or if there's any products you want me to review. I'll be happy to check them out. Feel free to check me out on Instagram and TikTok at scaly.skates.fb if you want to see more short form content. And yeah, stay tuned for some clips. See ya.